Hello, my friends, and welcome to Johnny Millwater Live. I am your host, Johnny Millwater. I'm very happy to see everybody. And of course, I don't mean that literally because there's the mic. Let's do all that coming back. Here we go. There it is. Where's the frame? Come on. There's a frame. Hey, it's weird sometimes. Feeling good today. I'm very glad to be here. How about that? I'm broadcasting from my home. If you can believe that. It's only my second time doing that, I think. My family's still here in the background, and they're nicely letting me use the dining room table so I can spend a little time with you guys. Let's go to the talk show desk. You know how it works out here, folks. Over here to my right is the magic screen. The magic screen is up on all the different sides. It keeps track of who's talking about what, and hopefully you'll say hi. It's odd. It doesn't seem to be showing up there just yet, but that's all right. I'm not sure anybody posted in the chat. So we'll come back and find out more about that in just a little bit. It's pretty simple. When there's nobody in the chat, I spin the wheel. Let me show you how the wheel works. Here, let me see if I can do this. There we go. You can see the wheel has a whole bunch of different stuff on there. It's got wisdom, riddles, monologues, feelings, short stories, all that kind of stuff. I spin the wheel, and it tells me what to do next as I wait for the folks to come into the chat and say hi. We're going to start with some wisdom. I love wisdom. I am going to start with some wisdom today that was provided by my buddy David Beckwith. Sorry about that. David Beckwith sent me in a big, long list of wonderful things that smart people said. I'm going to read one of them to you right now. Do all the other things. The ambitious things. Travel, get rich, get famous, innovate, lead, fall in love, make your fortunes. Swim naked in wild jungle rivers after first having tested it for monkey poop. But as you do, to the extent that you can, err in the direction of kindness. Do those things that incline you toward the big questions and avoid the things that would reduce you and make you trivial. That luminous part of you exists beyond personality. Your soul, if you will, is as bright and shining as any that has ever been. Bright as Shakespeare's, bright as Gandhi's, bright as Mother Teresa's. Clear everything that keeps you separate from this secret, luminous place. Believe it exists. Come to know it better. Nurture it. Share its fruits tirelessly. That's some wisdom from George Saunders. Not too shabby. Well then, let's spin the wheel. I'm learning. Anybody here yet? Nope, not yet. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, wrong button. Spin the wheel. Here we go. Make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Nobody's chatted yet. Cool. And it looks like the wheel says it's time for a joke. Well, let's go to the joke room. I need to build a specific spot just for jokes, because I use this for theater monologues too, and then it's not crystal clear what I have in mind looking at the thumbnail. So if you have any ideas on how to make it look like a comedy club behind me, let me know, and I'll do just that. Meanwhile, let's tell you a joke. Let's see if I can find one. I got a big, long joke list. There we go. Oh, this is going to be worth it. Did you know... Hey, come here. I got a joke for you. Did you know that diarrhea is hereditary? It runs in your genes. It's not a great joke, but we had fun. Let's see. How about this? What kind of man... Oh, okay. I don't remember that joke. Never mind. Nah. A man is walking down the beach, and he sees a little lamp. He picks it up, and he rubs the lamp, and a little genie pops out. The genie says, I can grant you any wish that you would like. Anything at all. So the man, he takes his map out of his pocket, and he shows the genie. He shows a picture of the Middle Eastern area, and he says, this area has been at war for thousands and thousands of years. Do you think you could bring these people together in peace? And the genie says, well, I'm not all powerful. There's only so far I can go. I don't think I can do that. So the man says, well, how about this? My wife has never cooked me a meal in my entire life. Do you think you can make my wife cook for me? And the genie says, let me take another look at that map. Classic. All right. Let us spin the wheel. Here we go. What did it say? What did it say? Back to the dashboard. And here we go. 2 people watching, about a minute behind us. Nice. All right. Oh, my feelings. All right, let's go talk about my feelings. To the talk show desk. I have the power to do that whenever I want. This is my world. Let's go talk about my feelings. Let's go to the chat chalet so you can talk back. Now I can see from right here, nobody's chatted with me yet. Nobody's come in and said hello. That's just fine. I wish you would. Type hello in the chat, and we'll be able to talk to each other. Ooh, and I'm only broadcasting at 15 frames per second. Very, very weird. Oh, there we go. Now we're back at speed. My feelings. This week has been amazing. I performed this week. I performed twice. I performed once okay. Let's see. Last Sunday, we had the writing group and a rehearsal for the boy band. I think it's going to turn out great. Then on Thursday of last week, I produced a show for my wife and the Comedy Zone. It's called Night of 1,000 Laughs. I'll see if I can find a tape for you to show you that a little bit later. It was a great show and a lot of fun, and I also got to produce it and pay the other comics and make sure everybody stick to their time, and everything went really, really, really smoothly, and that was fun. And then the next day, I did 7 minutes, just did an old 7 that I had polished sitting around, and then I did, oh boy, let's see, then I did a country club show the night after that with some of the best comics in town. Don Garrett was there, and I was there, and Jason Allen King was there, and Julie Jaksic was there, and Ryan Van Genderen, who I love. He's a comic I love, and who I've introduced to his wife. He's a good guy who I've known for many years, but I haven't talked to him in about 2 or 3 years since the pandemic. So he performed, he says, for the first time in like 2 years. So he did 25, I did 30. We both did great. The crowd was hot and amazing, and we just had a wonderful, wonderful time. So that made me really happy. I've also found that I have all the energy I need now. I've started meditating in the morning, 20 minutes, and afternoon, 20 minutes. And I find that really recharges my battery and gives me everything I need, both my social battery and my creative battery. So that's good news. Yeah, the family's doing all right. We had a big scare last week. My wife had to go to the hospital. We were afraid that she was having a heart attack because she had a big pain in her left arm, and they checked her for a heart attack. She checked for a heart attack, they checked her for a blood clot, and she was stuck in the emergency room all day just trying to get somebody to look at her. And when they finally did, they said, it's probably a nerve or something, get out. So that was scary, but I'm so glad that she's healthy. She's in a little bit of pain, but I think we'll all work together to make her feel better, and it'll be fine. I think that's all I have in mind for my feelings this week. So much easier to do when there's nobody watching. Well, let's spin the wheel. Here we go. I think I'll pour myself a little cup of coffee while we're thinking this over. Ooh, roses and thorns. That's the same thing. All right. Can't do roses and thorns to an empty room. We're supposed to share our roses and thorns together. So let's spin the wheel again. Roses and thorns again. Oh, wheel. You never cease to keep me on my toes, wheel. Zen Cohen, excellent. Let us go to the campfire. Oop, oh, almost got it right. Got the Zen Cohens, and I forgot to set up the campfire. So let me move my head so it's at an appropriate place. What do you say? Here we go. Darker. Not you. Camera. There we go. And we're here. Nice. This, let's do the Zen koan. What do you say? This is Zen koan. We were down to the taste of Banzo's sword. This is Zen koan 91. The taste of Benzo's sword. Matahuro Yagyu was the son of a famous swordsman. His father, believing his son's work was too mediocre to anticipate mastership, disowned him. So Matahuro went to Mount Futura, and there found the famous swordsman Banzo. But Banzo confirmed the father's judgment. "You wish to learn swordsmanship under my guidance?" asked Banzo. "You cannot fulfill the requirements." "But if I work hard, how many years will it be to become a master?" persisted the youth. "The rest of your life," replied Banzo. "I cannot wait that long," explained Matahuro. "I am willing to pass through any hardship if only you will teach me. If I become your devoted servant, how long might it be?" "Oh, maybe 10 years, Banzo relented. "My father is getting old, and soon I must take care of him," continued Matahuro. "If I work far more intensively, how long would it take me?" "Oh, maybe 30 years, said Banzo. "Why is that?" asked Matahuro. "First you say 10, and now 30 years. I will undergo any hardship to master the art in the shortest time." "Well," said Banzo, "in that case you will have to remain with me for 70 years. A man in such a hurry as you to get results seldom learns quickly." "Very well," declared the youth, understanding at last he was being rebuked for impatience. "I agree." Matahuro was told never to speak of fencing and never to touch a sword. He cooked for his master, washed the dishes, made his bed, cleaned the yard, cared for the garden, all without a word about swordsmanship. 3 years passed. Still, Matahuro labored on. Thinking of his future, he was sad. He had not even begun to learn the art to which he had devoted his life. But one day, Banzo crept up behind him and gave him a terrific blow with a wooden sword. The following day, when Matahuro was cooking rice, Banzo again sprang upon him unexpectedly. After that, day and night, Matahuro had to defend himself from unexpected thrusts. Not a moment passed in any day that he did not have to think of the taste of Banzo's sword. He learned so rapidly, he brought smiles to the face of his master. Matahuro became the greatest swordsman in the land. Nice. Let's spin the wheel. Here we go. Already did feelings. Come on, wheel. Oh, I hope it's poem. Oh, I hope it's poem. Oh, joke. Yeah, jokes are fun. Let's go tell a joke. A blind man's seeing eye dog pissed on a blind man's shoe. The blind man said, "Here, Rover, here's a piece of beef for you." His wife said, "Don't reward him. You can't just let that pass." The blind man said, "I gotta find his mouth so I can kick him in the ass." There's something the whole family can enjoy. Disabled guy abusing a dog. I should really vet these. Okay, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. Monologue! Oh, finally, I love monologues. Let's do a longer monologue because nobody's watching. So I will do Fatal Beatings. This is Fatal Beatings by Rowan Atkinson. Well, now, Mr. Perkins, it was very good of you to come in. I realize you are a busy man, but I don't think this matter could be discussed over the electric telephone. That's how that starts. Let's go to the theater. We'll try it. Beatings. This is Fatal Beatings by Rowan Atkinson. This is Fatal Beatings by Rowan Atkinson. Well, now, Mr. Perkins, it was good of you to come in. I realize that you are a busy man, but I don't think this matter could be discussed over the electric telephone. Quite frankly, Tommy is in trouble. Recently, his behavior has left a great deal to be desired. He seems to take no interest in school life whatsoever. He refuses to muck in on the sports field, and it's weeks since any master has received any written work from him. Quite frankly, Mr. Perkins, if he wasn't dead, I'd have him expelled. Yes, expelled! If I wasn't making allowances for the fact that your son is dead, he'd be out on his ear. Yes, that's right. Yes, he's lying up in the sick bay now, stiff as a board and bright green, and it's very typical of his current attitude. You see, the boy has no sense of moderation. One moment he's flying around like a paper kite, and the next moment he's completely immovable and beginning to smell. You're probably wondering how he died. Well, it's all got to do with the library, you see. We've had a lot of trouble recently with the boys taking out library books without library cards. Your son was caught, and I administered a beating during which he died. But you'll be glad to know the ringleader was caught, so I don't think we'll have any more trouble with library discipline. You see, the library card system is... Yes, I beat your son to death. Please, I'm not used to being interrupted. You see, the library card system was introduced... How did it happen? Well, apparently the boys were just slipping into the library and taking the books. Oh, the beating. Well, yes. One moment he was bending over, the next he was lying down. Deadish. Mr. Perkins, I find this rather morbid fascination with your son's death quite disturbing. And what I am talking about here is his attitude, and quite frankly, I can see where he gets it from. It was perfectly obvious to me your first day here, I fear. I wondered then, as I wonder now, if he hadn't turned out a very different boy indeed if you had administered a few fatal beatings early on. I'm sorry, I'm furious. In order to accommodate the funeral, I've had to cancel afternoon school on Wednesday. This whole situation is preposterous. What else it would be? If it were true. Pardon me. It's my strange academic sense of humor. You see, I've been pulling your leg. I wouldn't cancel afternoon school to bury that little shit. Except for hitting the microphone, that was a good one. All right, let's go back. Still nobody in the chat. Makes me start to suspect I'm not really seeing the chat. All right, let's spin the wheel. Nope, no chat. It all checks out. Let's see what the wheel says. Feelings? Man, what is up with you and feelings, wheel? I don't care for you crying like that. The wheel. Joke. Well, all right, let's do another joke. I like jokes. Come here. Come here. I got a joke for you. Hold on. I got to find it. Joke. You think I'd have these memorized, but I don't. Let's try. Nope. What did the elephant say to the naked man? Sure, it's cute, but can you really breathe through that thing? Nice. Another one? You know, you're probably right. Don't know that one. Don't know that one. Don't know that one. What did the snail say when he was riding on the turtle's back? Whee! Classic. What do you call a fish with no eyes? Psh! Come here, I got a joke for you. How do you catch a unique rabbit? Unique up on him. How do you catch a tame rabbit? Tame way. We have fun on the big stream. All right, let's spin the wheel. Oh, we're not there yet. Ooh, a song. Good. I like to sing songs. Let's go to the theater and sing a song. Let's do Streets of Laredo since it's just me. Here we go. See if I can find the streets of Laredo. Here we go. Traditional song, The Streets of Laredo. Here we go. Any second now, we're going to be singing a song, Streets of Laredo. Can't wait to sing Streets. Oh, this is irritating. There it is. As I walked out on the streets of Laredo, as I walked out on Laredo one day, I spied a young cowboy all dressed in white linen, as cold as the clay. I can see by your outfit that you are a cowboy, these words he did say, as I boldly walked by. Come and sit down beside me and hear my sad story. I'm shot in the breast and I know I must die. It was once in the saddle I used to go dashing, once in the saddle I used to go gay, first to the card house and then down to Rose's, but I'm shot in the breast and I'm dying today. Get 6 jolly cowboys to carry my coffin, 6 dance hall maidens to bear up my pall, throw bunches of roses all over my coffin, roses to deaden the clods as they fall. Then beat the drum slowly, play the fife lowly, play the dead march as you carry me along. Take me to green valleys, lay the sod on me. I'm a young cowboy and I know I've done wrong. Then go write a letter to my gray-haired mother and tell her the cowboy that loved her is gone. But please not one word of the man who had killed me. Don't mention my name and his name will pass on. When thus he had spoken, the hot sun was setting. The streets of Laredo grew cold as the clay. We took the young cowboy down to the green valley, and there stands his marker we made to this day. We beat the drum slowly, we played the fife lowly, played the dead march as we carried him along. Down in the green valley, laid the sod o'er he was a young cowboy and said he'd done wrong. Fun song. That's been the week. Check, check, check. All right, it's working. Song came up again. Let's do something else. Starbuck, the good girl. My dog is here. You might have heard her coughing in that last song. Another song? I'm tempted, but nah. I'm going to pretend poem comes up next if poem doesn't come up next. It might. Here it comes. Come on. Monologue's pretty good, but I want to do a poem. Let us do a poem. First, we got to go to the poetry corner. Hold on. Got to find it. There we are. Welcome to the poetry corner. Here, let me put these on. I can do this right. Hi, everybody. Oh, what's going on here? Uh-oh. Gonna be able to hear all my voice now. Here we go. Let's do 3 poems. This see, Winter in the Boulevard. This is There Will Come Soft Rains. This is There Will Come Soft Rains by Sarah Teasdale. There will come soft rains, and the smell of the ground, and swallows circling with their shimmering sound, and frogs in the pools singing at night, and wild plum trees in tremulous white. Robins will wear their feathery fire, whistling their whims on a low fence wire, and not one will know of the war, not one will care at last when it is done. Not one would mind, neither bird nor tree, if mankind perished utterly, and spring herself, when she woke at dawn, would scarcely know that we were gone. That's lovely. Think we ought to do another one? Why not? It's just me. Take two more poems. This is A Shropshire Lad, 2, by A. E. Houseman. Loveliest of the trees, the cherry is now hung with bloom along the bough, and stands about the woodland ride wearing white for Eastertide. Now of my 80 years and 10, 20 will not come again, and take from them 70 springs a score, it only leaves me 50 more. And since to look at things in bloom 50 springs are little room, about the woodlands I will go to see the cherry hung with snow. I like that one. This is It Was an April Morning, Fresh and Clear, by William Wordsworth. It was an April morning, fresh and clear. The rivulet, delighting in its strength, ran with young man's speed. And yet the voice of waters which the winter had supplied was softened down into a vernal tone. The spirit of enjoyment and desire, and hopes and wishes from all living things went circling like a multitude of sounds. The budding groves seemed eager to urge on the steps of June, as if their various hues were only hindrances that stood between them and their object. But meanwhile prevailed such an entire contentment in the air that every naked ash and party tree, yet leafless, showed as if the countenance from which it looked on this delightful day were native to the summer. Up the brook I roamed in the confusion of all my heart, alive to all things and forgetting all. At length I to a sudden turning came in this continuous glen, where down a rock the stream, so ardent in its course before, sent forth such sallies of glad sound, all which I till then had heard. Appeared the voice of common pleasure. Beast and bird, the lamb, the shepherd's dog, the linnet and the thrush vied with this waterfall, and made a song which, while I listened, seemed like the wild growth, or like some natural produce of the air, that could not cease to be. Green leaves were here, but 'twas the foliage of the rocks, the birch, the yew, the holly, and the bright green thorn, with hanging islands of resplendent firs, and on a summit distant a short space by any who would look beyond the dell, a single mountain might be seen. I gazed and gazed, and to myself I said, our thoughts, at least are ours. All this wild and nook, my Emma, I will dedicate to thee. Soon did the spot become my home, my dwelling, and my out-of-doors abode. And of the shepherds who have seen me there, to whom I sometimes in our idle talk have told this fancy 2 or 3, perhaps, years after we are gone and in our graves, when they have cause to speak of this wild place, may call it by the name of Emma's Dell. That's beautiful. Let's spend the week. I'm having fun. Roses and thorns. Need people for that. Still don't have any people. Ask me anything. Same dilemma. Feel free to ask me anything. Shakespeare! Finally, to the Shakespeare stage. As you know, we have been making our way through the sonnets. I would like to read to you sonnet number 127. This is sonnet 127 by William Shakespeare. In the old age, black was not counted fair, or if it would, it bore not beauty's name. But now is black beauty's successive heir, and beauty slandered with a bastard shame. For since each hand hath put on nature's power, fairing the foul with art's false borrowed face, sweet beauty hath no name, no holy bower, but is profaned, if not, lives in disgrace. Therefore my mistress's bows are raven black, her eyes so suited, and they mourners seem at such who, not born fair, no beauty lack, slandering creation with a false esteem, yet so they mourn, becoming of their woe, that every tongue says beauty should look so. Nice. All right. Miss everybody. Here we go. Let's spin the wheel. Still no comments. That's fair. All right, then. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, 0 viewers. That's why. Weird. All right, let's spin the wheel. We've already faced this problem, haven't we? See, I don't have to spin the wheel. It's my show. I can choose. All right, did a monologue. Let's do another one. Let's do... Let us do... Nut spacing from Patriot. It's a monologue. It's a technical monologue. Oh, wait, let's do a monologue. Hold on. Still on here. All right. This is a monologue. 3, 2. This is a monologue. It's a technical monologue from an excellent show on Amazon called Patriot. All right, Dennis and Thursdays to cover our rand implement. We're going to task off today in prep form. John, let's give you field 4. You should have covered some of this ground in Luxembourg, but you fucked that up, so you're still on the hook. Now, don't overpromise this week. Sell them on the structure. You can talk about it with confidence. Keep it simple. A little something like this, John. Hey, let me walk you through our Donnelly nut spacing and crack system, rim right and grip configuration. Using a field of half C sprats and brass fitted nickel slits, our bracketed caps and spray flexed brace columns vent dampers to dampening hatch depths of 1/2 meter from the damper crown to the spur plinths. How? Well, we bolster 12 husk nuts to each girdle jerry, while Flex Tandems press a task apparatus of 10 vertically composited patch handles RS. Then, pin flim fastened pan traps at both maiden apexes of the gym joist. A little something like that, Lakeman. Yeah. That was fun. It's a good show. And the more I do that monologue, the better I'll get. That's the plan. All right, let's spin the wheel. Sorry, don't feel good. You hear my dog coughing? That makes me so sad. I think she's okay. She's hurting, but... All right, let's do another song then. Back to the theme. Here we are. Let's see if I can find something pretty to sing. Pretty to sing. Here we go. Let's do As You Are. I love this song. Sit back, you don't have to work so hard. It makes me tired to watch you try. Relax, you've already played your cards, and I know which ones are a lie. It makes me really sad to see the things you think you have to be just to be enough for me when you already are. Why can't you just look at you in the same way that I do? Through all that's false and all that's true, I like you as you are. I know that you can get sad sometimes. I see it mostly when you smile. Let go of all of your supposed crimes. Just be with me for a while. I know this may be hard to hear, but all your tricks are really clear. I see right through your slick veneer to the secret life you hide. Why can't you just look at you in the same way that I do? Through all that's false and all that's true, I like you as you are. Take me in, believe me when I say you're more than just okay. You're perfect as you are. That's by Garfunkel and Oates, a brilliant comedy duo that also wrote a very sweet song that brings me peace quite a bit. Fun. Let's spin the wheel. I can make that pop up whenever I want now. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's what I do to encourage people to write in the chat. Nobody's done so yet, but you know, they will. They will. It's gonna be fine. All right, let's spin the wheel. Already did feelings. Man, feelings is supposed to come up 1 out of 30. It's coming up more often than that. That's right, I said it. More often. There's a poem. Let's go to the poetry corner. How's that for a poetry corner? All right, here we go. Oh, hey, it's me again. I'm glad you can hear me. Let's make sure my microphone's on. There it is. All right. Poems. You love them. I love them. Let's read some right now. Here we go. Oh, wait, the camera doesn't stop shaking. That's pretty good. All right, did all those and did all of those. Let's do wishes. This is Wishes by Dora Sigerson Shorter. This is Wishes by Dora Sigerson Shorter. I wish we could live as the flowers live, to breathe and to bloom in the summer and sun, to slumber and sway in the night, and to die when our glory had done. I wish we could love as the bees love, to rest or to roam without sorrow or sigh, with laughter. The wooer had won. Love flew with a whispered goodbye. I wish we could die as the birds die, to fly and fall when our beauty was best, no trammels of time on the years of our face, and to leave but an empty nest. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, I haven't even made the movie theater yet. That's important. I'll spin the wheel. Joke. Well, we've done 3 or 4, but what the heck? Nah, I've done enough jokes. song. Yay! Let's do well, I got my headphones on. Let's do another song. Let's do. Gather round now, everybody. Gather round me while I preach some. Feel a sermon coming on me. The topic will be sin, and that's what I'm again. If you wanna hear my story, then settle back and just sit tight while I start reviewing the attitude of doing right. You got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. You've got to bring joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum, have faith or pandemonium liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah and the whale, and Noah and the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said we better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. It's good advice. And I think it's public domain, huh? That's fun. All right, let's spin the wheel. I got a button for that now. The wheel is spinning. Where it stops, no one knows. Oh, Shakespeare fun. Well, we did a sonnet. Let's do another sonnet. Nobody's here. Nobody's bugging me not to do another sonnet, am I right? All right, Shakespeare. Let us do sonnet 128. This is sonnet 128 by William Shakespeare. How oft, when thou my music placed upon that blessed wood whose motion sounds with thy sweet fingers, when thou gently sway'st the wiry concord that mine ear confounds, do I envy those jacks that nimble leap to kiss the tender inward of thy hand, whilst my poor lips, which should that harvest reap, at the wood's boldness by thee blushing stand. To be so tickled, they would change their state and situation with those dancing chips, o'er whom they finger walk with gentle gait, making dead wood more blessed than living lips. Since saucy jacks so happy are in this, give them thy fingers, me thy lips to kiss. Nice. I do enjoy the Shakespeare. All right then, let's spin the wheel some more. It's a long time. Nobody did it. Wonder if I'm on. Shakespeare. We already did that, didn't we? Wisdom. Oh, I love wisdom. Let's do wisdom. It's my new wisdom setting. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving. That's wisdom from Lao Tzu. Every exit is an entry somewhere else. That's wisdom from Tom Stoppard. All journeys have secret destinations of which the traveler is unaware. There's some wisdom from Martin Buber. Or Buber. B-U-B-E-R. Don't know. He who would travel happily must travel light. That's wisdom from Saint Exupery. 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 Saint Exupery. The first condition of understanding a foreign country is to smell it. That's wisdom from Rudyard Kipling. When you are everywhere, you are nowhere. When you are somewhere, you are everywhere. That's wisdom from Rumi. The rose and the thorn, and sorrow and gladness are linked together. That's wisdom from Saadi. It is easy to be pleasant when life flows by like a song, but the man worthwhile is the one who will smile when everything goes dead wrong. For the test of the heart is trouble, and it always comes with years, and the smile that is worth the praises of earth is the smile that shines through the tears. That's an Irish saying. All right. Let's spin the wheel. Feelings. We've already talked about that, haven't we? Wheel. Wisdom. Just did it. Poem. Excellent. To the poetry corner. I love reading poems. I really do. It's a great pleasure, so I'll try it every time. Let us read. We made it all the way up to the top. So let us read. Go back to the bottom. Shel Silverstein. This is Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a Green Bay rage. Rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight and learned too late they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sigh blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. This is Do Not Stand at My Wave. This is Do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep by Mary Elizabeth Fry. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am in 1,000 winds that blow. I am the softly falling snow. I am the gentle showers of rain. I am the fields of ripening grain. I am the morning hush. I am in the graceful rush of beautiful birds in flight. I am in the starshine of the night. I am in the flowers that bloom. I am in a quiet room. I am in the birds that sing. I am in each lovely thing. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I do not die. I just found out I have Whitey's on the Moon by Gil Scott Heron, and I'm going to make that into a title I can see. There we go. We'll come back to that one. Still nobody in the chat. Weird. A little lonely. Anybody heard 13-year-old screaming in the background there in that poem? That was my son Orion, playing video games and learning new and exciting ways to curse. Let us go to the Shakespeare stage. Yes, quite right, yes, Shakespeare, yes. Yeah, let's pick something out. Let's see, we just did 2 sonnets, so what do you say we do a brief recitation? Once more onto the breach, dear friends. Once more onto the breach, dear friends, once more, or close up the wall with our English dead. In peace there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility, but when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage. Then lend the eye a terrible aspect. Let pry through the portage of the head like the brass cannon. Let the brow o'erwhelm it as fearfully as doth a galled rock overhanged as jutty, his confused base swilled with the wild and wasteful ocean. Now set the teeth and stretch the nostril wide, hold hard the breath, and bend up every spirit to his full height. On, you noblest English, whose blood is fet from fathers of war proof, fathers that like so many Alexanders have in these parts from morn till even fought, and sheathed their swords for lack of argument. Dishonor not your mothers, now attest that those whom you call fathers did beget you. Be copy now to men of grosser blood, and teach them how to war. Yeomen, whose limbs were made in England, show us here the mettle of your pasture. Let us swear that you are worth your breeding, which I doubt not, for there is none of you so mean and base that hath not noble lustre in your eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. The game's afoot. Follow your spirit, and upon this charge cry, God for Harry, England, and St. George. There you go. It's from Henry VI, I think. That was fun. Still nobody chatting. Feels weird to me. Here, spin the wheel. Ooh, a song. All right, let's do a campfire song. Let's see. If I should suddenly start to sing or stand on my head or anything, don't think that I've lost my senses. It's just that happiness finally commences. The long, long ages of dull despair are turning into thin air. And it seems that I've suddenly become the happiest guy alive. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Things are looking up. I've been looking the landscape over, and it's covered in four-leaf clover. Oh, things are looking up since love looked up at me. A bitter was my cup, but no more will I be a mourner, for I've certainly turned the corner. Oh, things are looking up since love looked up at me. See the sunbeams, everyone beams just because of you. Love's in session and my depression is unmistakably through. Things are looking up. It's a great little world we live in. Oh, I'm happy as a pup since love looked up at me. Nice. It's Gershwin. Who doesn't love Gershwin? People who don't know Gershwin, that's it. That's the whole thing. That's everybody. All right, let's spin the wheel. Hey, wait, hold on. Let me see how this looks. Oh, nice. I like it. Yeah, no, that's better. All right, let's spin the wheel. Still no chat. Yay, I love reading poetry. Let's go to the Poetry Pagoda. This is Whitey's on the Moon by Gil Scott Heron. A rat done bit my sister Nell with Whitey on the moon. Her face and arms began to swell, and Whitey's on the moon. I can't pay no doctor bill, but Whitey's on the moon. 10 years from now, I'll be paying still, while Whitey's on the moon. The man just upped my rent last night, 'cause Whitey's on the moon. No hot water, no toilets, no lights, but Whitey's on the moon. I wonder why he upping me, 'cause Whitey's on the moon. I was already paying him $50 a week with Whitey on the moon. Taxes taking my whole damn check. Junkies making me a nervous wreck. The price of food is going up, and as if all that shit wasn't enough, a rat done bit my sister Nell with Whitey on the moon. Her face and arm began to swell, but Whitey's on the moon. Was all that money I made last year for Whitey on the moon? How come there ain't no money here? Whitey's on the moon. You know, I just about had my fill of Whitey on the moon. I think I'll send these doctor bills, air mail special, to Whitey on the moon. Talking to you, Elon. All right. Ooh, Auguries of Innocence by William Blake. Didn't know I had that one. Cool. I'll read that next. Fun. All right, let's spin the wheel. Hope I don't get in trouble for the Whitey's on the Moon thing. I don't think I will, because nobody's watching. So it takes all the pressure off. Isn't that a great thing? What's that? Keep moving? You're right. Let's spin the wheel. Wait, let's check the chat. This is the chat. This is how it's supposed to work. All right? People, they comment, things like this. Right? There it is. Huh? And then you talk. And then I answer your questions and I talk back. Don't know what's going on. 0 people watching. Let's keep moving. What's that? Spin the wheel? You're right. Monologues. Oh, good. I love monologues. Let's do a monologue. Let's see. And we've got some Carlin. Primitive Sergeant. That's 10 minutes. Wake's Curse. Oh, let's do Wake's Curse. I like Wake's Curse. Red! Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Glad to see there's one person here. It means a lot to me. Thanks, Red. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's happy. If you have any requests, don't hesitate to let me know. I'm thinking of changing things, so I'm going to scooch me over this way, and then I'll put the comments over there so we can still continue even when I'm not in the chat chalet. But I'm glad you're here. Thanks for watching. It's a great monologue. You're going to love this. This is a monologue from The Lighthouse. Damn me. Damn me. Neptune strike ye dead Winslow. Hark! Let Neptune strike thee dead. Bellow, bid our father the sea king rise from the depths full foul in his fury. Black waves teeming with salt foam to smother this young mouth with pungent slime. To choke ye, engorging your organs till ye turn blue and bloated with bilge and brine and can scream no more. Only when he, crowned in cockle shells with slithering tentacled tail and steaming beard, take up his fell befitted arm, his coral-tined trident screeches banshee-like into the tempest and plunges right through your gullet, bursting ye. A bulging bladder no more, but a blasted bloody film now, and nothing for the harpies and the souls of dead sailors to peck and claw and feed upon, only to be lapped up and swallowed by the infinite waters of the dread Emperor himself, forgotten to any man, forgotten to any time, forgotten to any god or devil, forgotten even to the sea, for any stuff of part of Winslow even, any scantling of your soul, is Winslow no more, but is now itself the sea. Hope that sounded good, because that felt awesome. That was fun. I do, however, seem to be lagged about an hour. That's very weird. Facebook is so bizarre. Very soon, I'm going to take the show back over to Twitch. So if you don't have Twitch, sign up for Twitch, and then we won't have all these problems. Sorry it's so lagged. That was fun, though. Let's go to the chat, shall I? See how everybody's doing. Uh-oh. It doesn't show the last ones. All right. Well, he said this. Hey, how you doing? And then he said this. Something about a lag. There we go. And that doesn't show. Oh, hey, something showed up on the screen. Spring's here. Hi, Spring. I've so enjoyed reading your alerts and your excitement about seeing the comedians that are my friends. It means so much to me that someone cares so much about them. It's awesome and it's inspiring. I also love seeing your posts about how much you love Carlos. I see his picture right over there. It's very, very sweet, and I'm glad you're here. I wish you would make the trip to come in and see Johnny Millwater Presents. That's the sign over there. The poster is Johnny Millwater Presents. I'm doing a show with a whole bunch of really great comics and a couple professional wrestlers and some singers and stuff. So you should come and see that. How you doing? You all right? Good morning to you, Spring. Lag. Dead air. And I'm going to spin the wheel. All right, she wants a joke. I can give her a joke. To the jokes. Let's see if I could tell 3 old jokes. Just for fun. Hey, come here. Come here. I got a joke for you. Come here. How? Oh, no. Okay. What was Tigger doing in the bathroom? He was looking for poo. I don't think that's a great joke, but the kids like it. All right, let's see. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Oh, okay. What did the buffalo say when he dropped off his kid at school? Bye, son. Bye, son. Another one? You're right. What's brown and sticky? A stick. Okay. It's good enough. One more. Why don't cows have... Why do cows have bells? Because their horns don't work. It's old jokes. All right, then. That was fun. Let's spin the wheel. Hope you'll follow me over. I think I can contact all 4 of my regular visitors and let them know. Even Dad downloaded that. There we go. Let's spin the wheel. Which it shall be. Monologue. Oh, those are the best. Let's go down to the theater and do a monologue. Comedy or drama. I want to do... You Can't Handle the Truth. This is You Can't Handle the Truth. It's written by Aaron Sorkin, and it's from Few Good Men. There we go. It's sticky like a stick is something I say to my daughter all the time, and she hates it, which is why I love it. Whatever brings her interest, you know? As long as she's getting involved, I'm happy. All right, Dan, here we go. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's going to do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know, that Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives. And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me to be on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the very blanket of the freedom that I provide and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I'd rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to. As I don't get to yell much, so that's fun. All right, let's spin the wheel. Aaron Sorkin's. I got it down to 30, 41. Aaron Sorkin went a lot. Oh, God, we've got news. Hold on, we're going to the chat. Now, this is very, very exciting. You see what he just said there? Oh, he's got news. I finished my radio show 2 weeks ago, WRNI, broadcast across all of the eastern U.S., Canada, and some of South America. Congratulations, buddy. Glad to hear it. What'd you talk about? Did you play music? What'd you do? I'd love to hear all about it. Can we tune into the show on the internet? I don't know. I want to hear. When you talk, I want to listen. You usually got some pretty interesting things to say. So let me know. It's weird, right? Yeah, I'm going to go Twitch. We're going to fix this. Here we go. Do, 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 do. Red says he has no idea how many people listen to it because it's radio, but he had a lot of fun doing it. I'll tell you, Red, sometimes knowing how many people are listening is a burden. But I am glad you're here. Ooh, a poem. Let's do a poem. Let's go to the poetry code. All right, putting on the headphones. Gonna use the big boy voice. Hi, everybody. I'm Johnny, and I'm reading poetry. Here we go. All right, let's see. I just found out I had one I didn't know I had. This is This is Auguries of Innocence by William Blake. To see a world in a grain of sand, and a heaven in a wildflower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour. A robin redbreast in a cage puts all heaven in a rage. A dove house filled with doves and pigeons shudders hell through all its regions. A dog starved at his master's gate predicts the ruin of the estate. A horse misused upon the road calls to heaven for human blood. Each outcry of the hunted hare a fiber from the brain does tear. A skylark wounded in the wing, a cherubim does cease to sing. The gamecock clipped and armed for fight does the rising sun affright. Every wolf's and lion's howl rises from hell a human soul. The wild deer wandering here and there keeps the human soul from care. The lamb misused breeds public strife and yet forgives the butcher's knife. The bat that flits at close of eve has left the brain that won't believe. The owl that calls upon the night speaks the unbeliever's fright. He who shall hurt the little wren shall never be beloved by men. He who the ox to wrath has moved shall never be by woman loathed. The wanton boy that kills the fly shall feel the spider's enmity. He who torments the Schaefer's sprite weaves a bower in endless night. The caterpillar on the leaf repeats to thee thy mother's grief. Kill not the moth nor butterfly, judgment draweth nigh. He who shall train the horse to war shall never pass the polar bar. The beggar's dog and widow's cat, feed them and thou wilt grow fat. The gnat that sings his summer song poison gets from slander's tongue. The poison of the snake and newt is the sweat of envy's foot. The poison of the honeybee is the artist's jealousy. The prince's robes and beggar's rags are toadstools of the miser's bags. A truth that's told with bad intent beats all the lies you can invent. It is right, it should be so. Man was made for joy and woe. And when this we rightly know, through the world we safely go. Joy and woe are woven fine, a clothing for the soul divine. Under every grief and pine runs a joy with silken twine. The babe is more than swaddling bands throughout all these human lands. Tools were made and born for hands. Every farmer understands. Every tear from every eye becomes a babe in eternity. This is caught by females bright and returned to its own delight. The bleat, the dark bellow and roar are waves that beat on heaven's shore. The babe that weeps the rod beneath whites revenge in realms of death. The beggar's rags fluttering in air does to rags the heavens tear. The soldier armed with sword and gun, palsied, strikes the summer sun. The poor man's farthing is worth more than all the gold on Afric's shore. One mite wrung from the laborer's hand shall buy and sell the miser's land, or if protected from on high, does that whole nation sell and buy. He who mocks the infant's faith shall be mocked in age and death. He who shall teach the child to doubt the rotting grave shall ne'er get out. He who respects the infant's faith triumphs over hell and death. The child's toys, the old man's reasons, are the fruit of the two seasons. The questioner who sits so sly shall never know how to reply. He who replies to words of doubt doth put the light of knowledge out. The strongest poison ever known came from Caesar's laurel crown. Naught can deform the human race like the armorer's iron brace. When gold and gems adorn the plow, to peaceful arts shall envy bow. A riddle, or the cricket's cry, is to doubt a fit reply. The emmet's inch and eagle's mile make lame philosophy to smile. He who doubts from what he sees will never believe. Do what you please. If the sun and moon should doubt, they'd immediately go out. To be in a passion you must good. To be in a passion you good may do, but no good if a passion is in you. The whore and gambler by the state licensed build that nation's fate. The harlot's cry from street to street shall weave old England's winding sheet. The winners shout the loser's curse, dance before the dead England's hearse. Every night and every morn some to misery are born. Every morn and every night some are born to sweet delight. Some are born to sweet delight. Some are born to endless night. We are led to believe a lie when we see not through the eye, which was born in a night to perish, in a night when the soul slept in beams of light. God appears and God is light to those poor souls who dwell in night, but does a human form display to those who dwell in realms of day. Cool. Didn't even know I had those. Keep it moving? I think you're right. Let's spin the wheel. Oh wait, Redhead says himself. This is nice. Now I remember I asked Red. I don't know why that's not showing up on the screen right now. That's I had to rebuild everything. All of it's not working yet. So Please forgive the technical errors. But he broadcast across all of Europe. Then he said, no idea how many people are listening. Right? Had a lot of fun. But after that, he said it was all music. I mean, I still have to have the slot available if I want it. I just don't have the material. I know exactly what you mean. That's why I'm reading poems and stuff. You never run out. Maybe I should do music. Maybe. Something other than music. Radio, drama, comedy, all of those things are fun. If you have time and you're interested, I'm a big fan of Jack Benny. All of Jack Benny's comedy scripts are online. They're public domain. They're free to use for anybody. And I love radio comedy and radio drama. But I just can't find anybody to meet with me weekly to do it. Okay, enough about me. Let's spin the wheel. That is me pouring coffee. Wisdom. I do love wisdom. Let's go back. Somebody yelling in the background, that is my darling son. Love him a lot. But he screams when he plays video games for reasons that escape me. I hope you can hear him as well as I can. Let's all listen together, shall we? Sounds like he's done yelling. And let's go to the poems. Where's my poem? There we go. Takes a second to get settled. Thanks, everybody. Oh, wait, that's not poems. It's wisdom. Dad's here. Dad's here. Dad's here. Oh, that makes me happy. Thanks for tuning in, Dad. I'm trying my best to make this thing work. Appreciate you. Let me move this out the way here. Move this out the way here. And we'll lay down some wisdom from on high. What do you say? Here we go. Wisdom. Is that wisdom? Nope, those are limericks. Let's find wisdom. If you have any wisdom, please chat it in the chat. I believe we had let to here. Here's something from Mark Twain. Loyalty to a petrified opinion never yet broke a chain or freed a human soul in this world, and never will. That's wisdom from Mark Twain. In mindfulness, one is not only restful and happy, but alert and awake. Meditation is not evasion. It is a serene encounter with reality. That's by Thich Nhat Hanh. I hope that's how you say it. Here we go, one more. Dancing in all its forms cannot be excluded from the curriculum of all noble education. Dancing with the feet, with ideas, with words, and need I add that one must also be able to dance with the pen. That's from Friedrich Nietzsche. Smart guy. One more? Okay, I think you're right. When you hurry impatiently through life, you miss out on just about everything of real value and cause unnecessary complications for nearly everyone you encounter, including yourself. And that's wisdom from Dennis Lewis. I like wisdom. All right, let's spin the wheel. Ooh, nice. I don't know who said that, but I'll try it. Here we go. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. That's wisdom from Redvers Davis. All right. He might have taken it from somebody else. I don't know for sure. Oh, here we go. Asymmetric friendships are the root of all evil. Not sure that's true, but it's fun to say. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, I just realized something. Shakespeare, sweet. I just realized for the closing song tonight, I have my ukulele. I'm here in the house. I can pick up my ukulele for the final song. I'm pretty excited about that. But first, Shakespeare. Let us do some Shakespeare. Let's see. We got Love Labor's Lost. This is from Love Labor's Lost, Act 3, Scene 1, by William Shakespeare. And I, forsooth, in love, I that have been love's whip, a very beadle to a humorous sigh, a critic, nay, a night-watch constable, a domineering pedant o'er the boy, than whom no mortal so magnificent. This wimpled, whining, purblind, wayward boy, this Signor Junior, giant dwarf, Dan Cupid, regent of love rhymes, lord of folded arms, the anointed sovereign of sighs and groans, liege of all loiterers and malcontents, dread prince of plackets, king of codpieces, sole imperator and great general of trotting puritors. Oh, my little heart! And I to be a corporal of his field, and wear his colors like a tumbler's hoop! What? I love? I sue. I seek a wife, a woman that is like a German clock, still a-repairing, ever out of frame, and never going aright, being a watch, but being watched that it still may go right. Nay, to be perjured, which is worst of all, and among three to love, the worst of all. A whitely wanton with a velvet brow, with two pitchballs stuck in her face for eyes, aye, and by heaven, one that will do the deed through Argus were her eunuch and her guard. And I to sigh for her, to watch for her, to pray for her. Go to! It is a plague that Cupid will impose for my neglect of his almighty dreadful little might. Well, I will love, write, sigh, pray, sue, and groan. Some men must love my lady, and some Joan. That was fun. All right. Let's go back to the chat. Dad's here now. That's nice to see. There we go. Still nothing on the big screen. I don't know what's going on with that. Perhaps if I can turn it off, turn it back on. Let's see. We'll turn it off. Turn it back on. Nope, nothing. All right. Need to fix my features. I can do that. Hi, Dad. Thanks for tuning in. Everything's okay. I talked earlier in the stream about Debbie going to the hospital. She's fine. Her arm still hurts, but she's still functional and moving about. We're going to get her to a shoulder specialist as soon as we can. Hope everybody else is fine, too. Here's some wisdom from Red. There we go. There it is. Nice. And here's some more. Can't go wrong with that. Glad Dad is here. Glad to see all of you. All right, then. Let us spin the wheel some more. Ooh, another Zen Cohen. Never expect those. The campfire. I should be behind those leaves, don't you think? All right, let's try again. How about we do the next Zen Cohen? I gotta find it, so bear with me, my friends. Zen Cohen's. I believe I had just done a rather long one. This is Zen Cohen 92. Fire Poker Zen. Hakuin used to tell his pupils about an old woman who had a tea shop, praising her understanding of Zen. The pupils refused to believe what he told them, and would go to the tea shop to find out for themselves. Whenever the woman saw them coming, she could tell at once whether they had come for tea or to look into her grasp of Zen. In the former case, she would serve them graciously. In the latter, she would beckon to the pupils to come behind her screen. The instant they obeyed, she would strike them with a fire poker. 9 out of 10 of them could not escape her beating. Just goes to prove my theory. Nobody understands Zen better than casual mass murderers. I'll have to read this one again, see if I can't get the subtext. Let's spin the wheel. Oh. She's okay, Dad. She's okay. Let's spin the wheel. Monologue! Yay! I love monologues. Let's do one from Carlin, because Dad's here. Let us do... Hold on, I'll go back to the theater. Here we are. Let's do... Fear of Germs. This is Fear of Germs by George Carlin. What we have now is a completely neurotic population obsessed with security and safety and crime and drugs and cleanliness and hygiene and germs. There's another thing. Germs. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from in this country? Have you noticed this? The media constantly running stories about the latest infections, salmonella, E. coli, hantavirus, bird flu, and Americans, they panic easily. So now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous. And it goes to ridiculous lengths. In prisons, before they give you a lethal injection, they swab your arm with alcohol. It's true. Yeah, well, they don't want you to get an infection. And you can see their point. Wouldn't want some guy to go to hell and be sick. Would take a lot of the sportsmanship out of the whole execution. Fear of germs. You can't even get a decent hamburger anymore. They cook the shit out of everything now because everybody's afraid of food poisoning. Hey, where's your sense of adventure? Take a fucking chance, will you? You know how many people die in this country from food poisoning every year? 9,000. That's it. It's a minor risk. Take a fucking chance. Besides, what do you think you have an immune system for? It's for killing germs, but it needs practice. It needs germs to practice on. So listen, if you kill all the germs around you and live a completely sterile life, then when germs do come along, you're not going to be prepared. Never mind ordinary germs. What are you going to do when some super virus comes along that turns your vital organs into liquid shit? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to deserve it. You're going to die. You're going to get sick. I'll tell you what you're going to do. I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to get sick, you're going to die, and you're going to deserve it because you're fucking weak and you got a fucking weak immune system. Let me tell you a true story about immunization, okay? When I was a little boy in New York City in the 1940s, we swam in the Hudson River, and it was filled with raw sewage, okay? We swam in raw sewage, to cool off. And all that time, the big fear was polio. Thousands of kids died from polio every year. But you know something? In my neighborhood, no one ever got polio. No one. Ever. You know why? Because we swam in raw sewage. It strengthened our immune systems. The polio never had a chance. And I've never taken any special precautions against germs. I don't shy away from people that sneeze and cough. I don't wipe off the telephone. I don't cover the toilet seat. And if I drop food on the floor, I pick it up and I eat it. Yes, I do. Even if I'm at a sidewalk cafe in Calcutta, the poor section, on New Year's morning during a football soccer riot / and you know something? In spite of all that so-called risky behavior, I never get infections. I don't get them. I don't get colds. I don't get flu. I don't get headaches. I don't get upset stomach. You know why? Because I got a strong immune system and it gets lots of practice. My immune system is equipped with the biological equivalent of fully automatic military assault rifles, with night vision and laser scopes, and we have recently acquired phosphorus grenades, cluster bombs, and anti-personnel fragmentation mines. So when my white blood cells are on patrol reconnoitering my bloodstream, seeking out strangers and other undesirables, if they see any suspicious-looking germs of any kind, they do not fuck around. They whip out their weapons, they wax the motherfucker, and deposit the unlucky fellow directly into my colon. Into my colon! There's no nonsense, there's no Miranda warning, none of that 3 strikes and out shit. First offense, bam! Into the colon you go. And speaking of my colon, I want you to know I don't automatically wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom. Can you deal with that? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know when I wash my hands? When I shit on them. That's the only time. And you know how often that happens? Tops. 2-3 times a week. Tops. Maybe a little more around the holidays. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you something else, my well-scrubbed friends. You don't need to always shower every day. Did you know that? It's overkill. Unless you work out or work outdoors, or for some reason come in intimate contact with huge amounts of filth and garbage every day, you don't always need to shower. All you really need to do is wash the 4 key areas: armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. Got that? Armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. In fact, you can save yourself a whole lot of time if you simply use the same brush on all 4 areas. Gotta love George Carlin. Goodness knows I do. Oh, that was fun. Hey, Thanks for checking in. Appreciate you, Spring. I love the Carlin too. Let's spin the wheel. Got time for one more fun thing. Let's see. We did poems, did songs, did jokes, did cones, did short story. I didn't do a short story, but let's do a poem. A couple of short poems. Let's do some Shel Silverstein or something. I always like closing out the show with poems. It's a long one. All right, let's see. Now, good gentle into the good night. We did that. We did that. This is Years From Now by Shel Silverstein. Although I cannot see your face as you flip these poems a while, somewhere, from some far-off place, I hear you laughing, and I smile. Lovely. This is Happy Ending by Shel Silverstein. There are no happy endings. Endings are the saddest part, so just give me a happy middle and a very happy start. Let's do Diving Board. This is Diving Board by Shel Silverstein. You've been up on that diving board making sure it's nice and straight. You've been sure it's not too slick. You've made sure it can stand the weight. You've made sure that the spring is tight. You've made sure that the cloth won't slip. You've made sure that it bounces right and that your toes can get a grip. And you've been up there since 5:30, doing everything but dive. Nice. All right, everybody. Fecal transplants. This is why we have fecal transplants. See, I never expected anyone to write that. I gotta go. Gonna go do a quick fecal transplant. You guys wait here. You chat with each other. I'm just gonna go grab my ukulele. I'm excited. If you're lucky, you can hear my son scream and yell while I go get the uke. This is fun. This ukulele was a gift from my wife. So let's go into the thing here. Hold on. Yeah, close up. Thank you very much for watching. And don't forget, the best way to save this country is for all of us to love one another. So love yourself first, and then find somebody else to love. And if you can, love everybody. That's what I'm trying to do. Thanks for watching. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep shining through, just like you always do, and the blue skies will push the dark clouds far away. And would you please say hello to the folks that I know and tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. It's my first time playing the ukulele in public for anyone, and you could tell by the amount of work that went into it. I tried, really did. I don't know what kind of uke it is. It has 4 strings. It's a caramel. There's probably it's not electric. There's no plug or anything. It's a I suppose a acoustic ukulele. All right, that was fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. I love you. I'll let you know if I go to Twitch next week, or we'll try again here. Had a great time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for spending some time with me. I'll see you soon.